15 of them coming out here to the line. We have the room for the fastest four. We'll keep on racing. 23Z, James Monaco. 23Y, Ryan Foster. 15M, Taylor Massett. 90M, Wyatt Anderson. 50A, Joe Bromley. 33P, Levi Mayer. That's your front row. Row number 2, 81P, Jace Castles. 13C, Luca Baird. 23M, Nathan Wharton. 24J, Brandon Wilhelm. 14Z, Chris McDougall. 63M is Dan Louther. Way back on row number 3, the 41M, Jeremy Lehman. 16M, Austin Helmholtz. 44E, Nick Armstrong. 35G, Kenny Alderdine. 95Z, Austin Skaggs. And rounding out your field, 70M, that is Aiden Brown. This is our Pro Singles last chance qualifier. 8 laps, top 4, and only 4 to the main event. Everybody else will be spectators, just like you and me up here in the grandstands. Here we go. 10-second board is already down from the Harley-Davidson ladies. First yellow light is on. Second yellow light is on. Uh-oh, there's the red light. Somebody's getting in trouble. 23M coast across the second row. That's Nathan Wharton. He'll go back to the penalty line. Also looks like the 35G's going back there with them. So the 23, go ahead, Barry.
I was just going to say, you know, Scotty, it's 24-foot penalty to go back to that back stripe back there in the back. But sometimes it makes it a little bit of a longer straightaway for them and a better entrance into turn number 1. And we've seen guys move up through the pack in that situation, but it's definitely a penalty.
Uh-oh, somebody else going back to the back row, too.
Front row.
Yep, 63M's going all the way back to the penalty line, so we'll have 3 bikes on the back row. He's not done talking yet.
He has not had a good night, that young man has.
No, he stalled it. All right, so they told him right now, get on the line or go to the pit area, so that's your 2 choices. So he's back there shaking his head. He'll be fun to watch. Keep your eyes on the 63, way back there in the 4th row. Remember, the top 4 go to the main. Here we go. Red light is on first, yellow's already on. Here we go. Pro Singles last chance qualifier, and it's green. It goes in a hurry. Joe Bromley gets the whole shot this time. His brother Dan Bromley's already in the main, trying to put the Bromley brothers in the main. Oh, watch out. Man, they're stacking them up and packing them up. 1 rider down, 2 rider down, 1 rider just sitting there with nothing going on. That's Levi Mayer. Anderson goes down again. Get things figured out right now. 90M, 23M. He was already on the back row. He's going back to the back row again. 33P, Levi Mayer. He didn't look like he went down, but he stalled the motorcycle, so he's over there. Man, like we mentioned just a few moments ago, Barry said it's go or go home time. So looking at the looking over the shoulder board, I think it's 90M. That's Wyatt Anderson on the 90M on the yellow bike. That's one of the riders that's down. That is Wyatt Anderson, Colbert, Washington. He's down. 23M, Nathan Wharton down. 33P, Levi Mayer. Looks like he never went down, but he's trying to fire up his motorcycle over there. Jace Castles is still out there moving around just a little bit. They're trying to get it sorted out over here on the AMA Pro Racing Radio. And you can keep track of the live timing and scoring on your smartphone, or if you're at home, you can do it on your computer. AMA Pro Racing. Look up the Flat Track app. There's a free version. There's a 99-cent version. Also, follow us on Twitter, AMA Pro Racing, at AMA Pro Racing. Staging them up once again. They're trying to get the rest of the motorcycles fired back up. 81P's going to the penalty line. And he's trying to tell Kevin Clark that he didn't go down. But he's speaking Australian. Kevin Clark speaks Northeastern, so that's a good conversation, I bet. Kevin Clark, you get that sorted out? I don't think he can hear me with his headphones on right now, but I'm sure he did. So we'll have a bunch of riders back there on the penalty line. Jace Castles goes back there. 63 trying to fire up his bike, and he's waiting as long as he can to fire up his bike. Doesn't want it to get overheated. Anderson's way back there on the 90M. He goes from the 1st row to the 4th row. Supposed to stage him up. Let's go. Here comes Mayer. He's got his bike fired up down the back straightaway. Levi Mayer, he was the official referee for the 2014 AMA Dirt Track Grand Championships there at the Springfield, Illinois area. And they said that he did not go down, so he's coming back to the front row, so that's good news. Just had trouble firing up his bike. All right, track's clear. We got 4 rows of motorcycles. This one's going to get interesting, ladies and gentlemen. We have room for the top 4 finishers only. Pro Singles last chance qualifier. green. It's the 23Y with the lead. This time Z's on the inside, so two 23s will lead him into the first corner. Bromley jumps into the third spot. Still stacking them up deeper in the field. One rider coming on through, lands out there on the flat. Right-hander, they're bumping and banging. Bromley's dropping a couple of spots. Wilhelm rails the corner, uses the Henry Wiles line. Out front's the 23s doing the battle. Levi Mayer up to the third spot. A couple of riders down in the left-hander. One of them's up, the other one's trying to get himself picked back up here. They come back towards us. It's the 23 out front. Two 23s, Z and Y as the red flag comes out. Man, I thought we made it. Want to make sure our down riders were up and okay, so a tough break for the 23s, Z and Y. 23Z is James Monaco, Modesto, California. The 23Y, Ryan Foster, Sunnyvale, California. Both of them are starting on the front row. Look, Wilhelm's missing his visor. He said, that's all right, I'll keep racing. I can replace my visor a little bit later on. So trying to sort things out. We'll figure out who went down over there in that tight corner. And they will go back to the back of the line. Definitely feeling the pressure out here. Go or go home time here in this last chance qualifier for the Pro Singles. Z pulls up to the inside. James Monaco, the letters Z, Y, and E. E is in elephant, are the California letters. Trying to figure out what's going on. Talking things over. So we're talking things over, trying to listen here. So the 41 goes back to the back row this time. Looks like he's the other one that was guilty. That's the 41M, Jeremy Lehman. He's back there. Wilhelm's back there with absolutely no visor on his helmet. 35G circles back around. All right, now it looks like we almost have 5 rows of motorcycles here in the Pro Singles last chance qualifier. All right, looks like they're just about ready to go. They're talking things over on the radio. I'm listening in right now. They're saying that the 33P fell, but he did not fall. He actually stalled the bike, so that's why he's still back on the front row. So we'll have a complete restart. M's going to the back row. He also caused that last restart, so he's back on the 4th row. 4 rows of motorcycles. 5 rows. What am I talking about? 5 rows of bikes. Man, it is last chance qualifier Pro Singles. Here we go. We'll try it one more time. Pro Singles pulling up to the line. Top 4 to the main. First yellow is on, and we are green. The clutches come out. It's Bromley this time getting a whole shot. One of the 23s tucks into second. In the third spot is Mayer. Mayer side by side for the 3rd and 4th spot. Up and over the jump they go. It's the 23Z out front. Bromley in the 2 spot. Levi Mayer back here in 3rd through the right-hander. Monaco in the 4th spot. There's 2 23s. It's kind of hard to see those 3-inch letters from here. We'll wait until they come back around this time by. Out front, one of the 23s. It's either Monaco or Foster. We know Bromley's in 2nd. Levi Mayer in the 3rd spot. Green flag is in the air. It's the 23Z out front. That is James Monaco with the lead. We get 1 lap in the books. It's Monaco out front of Bromley in the 2 spot. Levi Mayer back here in 3rd. 4th is Ryan Foster on the other 23. Here comes another rider sneaking up the inside. That's the 15M. That's Taylor Massett. He goes down on the right-hander. Possibly grabbed too much front brake. I missed it. Now Jace Castle stalls the bike, and Nick Armstrong stalls the bike in the right-hander. They're getting everything sorted out. Armstrong cannot get his bike fired out. Neither can Jace Castles. Back out front. It's the 23 coming back this way. Z is out front. Monaco. Top 4 to the main event. Everybody else is getting sorted out and getting in line, trying to come to the front. It's Monaco at the point. Bromley in the 2 spot. Levi Mayer in 3rd. 4th is the other 23. That is Ryan Foster. Behind him in the 5th spot, Luke Baird looking for a way through on the borrowed motorcycle. Luke Baird making his appearance known on the 13C from Owensboro, Kentucky. He's doing it for TJ Burnett Farms. Let's go back out front to 23Z leading them. Bringing them up at 2 is Bromley in 2nd. 3rd is Mayer. 4th is the other 23. That's 23Y. That's Ryan Foster as they go across the start-finish line. 4 riders starting to pull away just a little bit. You see the leader completely let off the gas as he heads up the jump. Tries to keep it coming down the backside. Out front, 23Z, James Monaco. Dan Bromley in second. Levi Mayer third. Ryan Foster fourth. Luke Baird is in the 5th spot, trying to get into a main event. Halfway flags are coming out this time by 4 laps down, 4 to go here in the Pro Singles. Last chance qualifier. Monaco, Bromley, Mayer. Up and over the jump. Now they're stacking them up in the left-hander. And we've got a red light. A couple of riders going down over there in the left-hander. We're going to have a staggered restart. So we're going to have our first staggered restart. There's Winsowich down here selling the 50-50 tickets. He's right here behind the announcer's tower. So if anybody wants 50-50s, John is down here behind the announcer's tower now, making his way through. So we'll have another restart. This one will be a single file, and we'll have a staggered restart. So the 23Z is out front, James Monaco. Last time by, it was Bromley in the 2 spot. Levi Mayer was in 3rd. 4th is Ryan Foster. 5th is Luke Baird. 6th is Chris McDougall. They're talking things over on the radio, trying to figure out who all went down. So we're going to have a staggered restart with just a few laps remaining. Still listening into the radio right now. So the 16M went down again. That is Austin Helmholtz, and the 70M going down. Let's see, that is Brown. Aiden Brown on the 70M also went down, so they brought out the red flags. The track was completely blocked over there in that left-handers. They come up off of the infield section onto the back straightaway. All right, so the pole setter gets to pick inside or outside this time. A little bit different. We'll have our first staggered restart, and the pole setter says, I'm going to take the inside of row number 1. That is the 23Z, James Monaco. He comes to us from Modesto, California, doing it for Pacific Coast Pools and Rod Lake and Zanatti Racing, the sponsors on the 23Z. Starting in the 2nd spot, I believe, should be the 50A. That is Joe Bromley. His brother's already in the main on the 54A, Dan Bromley. Levi Mayer trying to make the main, making his first appearance all the way out here to the West Coast on the 33P. 4th spot, the 23Y, that is Foster. He's trying to get somebody's attention. He's going the wrong direction. Where's he going? He's going off the track. He's going to the Trophy Girls already. He said, I'm done. I'm going to go flirt with the Trophy Girls. Barry Boone's down there on the front straightaway walking around, see if he can get a word with our leader right now. I don't know if he's going to be wanting to talk too much, but
James Monaco picking his spot here, getting set to go. Couple of restarts. I know you don't like that. You'd like to get out front and get this thing finished, but you got a good race going. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, it's always a good time out here at Castle Rock. I really look forward to coming here from California, so it's not too far from home. I'd like to just get this race started and get her finished with so we can try to put this thing in the main, so we'll see.
Modesto, California's James Monaco. He's racing for a 3rd row starting spot, Scotty, in tonight's main event for the Pro Singles. Perhaps he's going to get it done. He's just got a couple more laps here to finish.
Well, they're sorting things over. I'm showing 4 laps complete, so we should be just about halfway done. So we're going to line up the 23Y. That's Ryan Foster. He's shown in the 4th spot, so he'll pull up to that orange dot. And the reason for the staggered restart is a little bit different than we used to do it nose to tail, but there is a staggered restart. And that way, the rider, if the first rider doesn't get rolling, the second rider won't run right over the back tire. So that's the reason for the staggered restart, something they started a few years back, and Barry Boone's caught up with Joe Bromley.
I have. Joe Bromley's back here in the 2nd spot. Joe, you've got another shot here. I think this red flag's perhaps good for you.
I don't know. The first one I had the whole shot and was doing pretty good. Then the second one I was right there and we had a good lead. But hopefully we can just put her in the main.
How's the KTM working for you here tonight?
Good as always.
All right, he says, I'm liking my KTM. I'm getting set to go. I'm running now in the 2nd spot. So we'll see as it all unfolds here with about half distance remaining.
Barry, I just got a delivery up here. There's a black Suzuki motorcycle, and I know there's probably 100 black Suzuki motorcycles out there in the pit area. I'm sorry, in the parking lot. But a black Suzuki motorcycle, you have left your lights on. So just a friendly reminder, if you have black Suzuki, you might go out there and check. I'm sorry, I don't have a tag number. Let's go back trackside.
Levi Mayer here, he's going to restart 3rd. Levi's got about 1 million laps on the indoors up in Illinois and Kentucky and that whole area. You like TTs, don't you?
Oh, yeah, they're the best.
So how do you feel here about your chances?
I'm feeling pretty good. I really wish that red flag hadn't happened, you know. I had a transfer spot into the main, and that's what I'm here to do.
All right, so Levi Mayer from Carbondale, Illinois, gets set to go here, Scotty, in just a couple of moments.
So they're sorting things out. There's a lot of bikes to get sorted out. You can see the leader's actually taking his helmet off. I guess he's trying to cool down just a little bit. The rest of the riders are going to get sorted out. And so looking at the rundown, so you got the 23Z out front, James Monaco, Joe Bromley in the 2 spot, Levi Mayer in 3rd, the Illinois rider, 23Y, Ryan Foster back here in 4th. 5th right now is the 13C. That's Luke Baird trying to make a Grand National in the Pro Singles class. If he can get one more spot, he will put himself in the main. 14Z, Chris McDougall is up next. 63M, keep your eyes on him. That's Dan Lowther. He's worked his way from the row number 5. Behind him also is the 90M of Anderson. 24J is Brandon Wilhelm. 95Z back there a little bit deeper is Austin Skaggs. And then they're sorting things out from there on back. I'm not sure who's after that. See, the 35G has pulled his Kawasaki up there. That's Kenny Alderdine, I believe, from Arizona. Another number 23 back there a little bit deeper in the field. That's the 23M of Nathan Wharton. So 23 is a popular number of this class in this race for sure. There's 3 number 23s out there, and those 3-inch letters are definitely hard to see. So we're waiting on 41M is coming on up here. I believe that's Jeremy Lehman. He comes up to the 9th spot, so he thought he was a little bit further back. Getting everything sorted out. Don't forget, after the races tonight, the pits will be open. You can go meet your favorite rider from tonight's event. They'll be signing autographs down there. Stop by the red official AMA Pro official souvenir stand. It's the red trailer right here behind the announcer's tower. Get something, a hat, T-shirt, anything else. Look, there, fanschoice.tv's got you guys on live all across the world right here on the front straightaway. Never know what you're going to see right here, Castle Rock, Washington. All right. Some fan making it worldwide right here at fanschoice.tv's on the front straightaway. One of the bikes smoking a little bit down there. Everybody else getting sorted out right now. 70 bikes, a puff of steam just came off the 70 bike deep in the field. Up next will be one of the most exciting races of the night, which will be our Expert Dash for Cash will be up next. We'll have 6 riders, the top 3 from each of our 2 heat races. It'll be only 4 laps, and the Dash for Cash will be $1,000 to win the dash, 5 points to win, 4 for second, 3 for third, 2 for fourth, and 1 point for 5th place. Barry's back there. Barry's that motorcycle steaming all over the place. What's happening?
You know, Scotty, it was sitting there idling, and as you know, they only hold a pint and a half or something of liquids, and he's got a pretty good. Steve Moorhead said, "Why don't you go out there and fire that thing up?" Because Scotty, front tire is completely covered in coolant, and they're going to go ahead and send him out and let him ride it around in the dirt a little bit and dry things off. In fact, it wouldn't hurt anything to start it up and maybe ride a little bit because that thing is really, really hot. They put some dirt right here on the exit of the corner. Steve Moorhead here, the guy in charge of things at Flat Track on the ground, he's got a broom, and they are going to broom this in, dry it out, and blow it off, and we'll be set to go. It looks like they've just about got our field where they want it.
They're actually throwing some powdered dirt down there on that motorcycle that got wet, so they're trying to dry that tire off, which is a good move because that would be awful slick as he threw it into the first corner for the first time. So track is just about done. So 3 laps to go, is that right? 3 laps remaining here in this Pro Singles last chance qualifier, and only the top 4 finishers will keep on racing after this one. 5 laps to go, 3 laps complete. Okay, I was backwards. 3 laps are complete. It'll be a 5-lap shootout. Brandon Wilhelm's doing some exercises down there. How you doing, Brandon? Are you just loosening up your arms? You want to start? You want a starter? Brandon Wilhelm needs a start on the 24J. He said he needs a starter in the side if anybody's got one. Please. That's what he said. I can hear him say please from way up here.
So number 70M, Federal Way, Washington is where he gets his mail. Alden Brown has rejoined the field. Scotty, he looks like he's good to go. It looks like all the officials have cleared the front stretch, so we may be ready to continue on.
Aiden Brown. Gonna fire him up right now. All right, here we go. They're gonna try to fire up the 24J. Brandon Wilhelm, our Daytona short track winner. Steve Moorhead says, "Let me give you a push on my Kimco scooter." I believe that's just like Barry Boone's scooter. He rides all across the country. Wilhelm trying to fire up the bike, and it bump started, so that's why we got those Kimco scooters. So Wilhelm, he'll get his sights back up and come back to the starting spot. Now it looks like the 90M having troubles with his motorcycle, and that is Anderson. He somehow got his front number plate put back on. That's pretty cool. All right, so the 90 comes to life. All right, here we go. 5 laps to go. I think on a restart you must go 5 laps, so I believe that's why we're going 5. Nah, that could be incorrect. 3 down, 5 to go. Here we go. First yellow, second yellow, now we're green, and they are off. Top 4 to the main. Only have room for 4 riders. It's the 23. Back out front is Monaco, Bromley, Levi Mayer in the 3rd spot. He has company coming behind him. It's Mayer right now in 3rd to 14 coming through. That is Chris McDougall trying to look for a way through. They're stacked up from 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's anybody's race. Remember, only room for top 4. Up the back straightaway they go. They'll go into turns 4 and 5 here, which is normally the short track turns 3 and 4. Back out front, 23Z at the point. Halfway flags are in the air for Monaco, Bromley, Foster. And the 14Z now has come through. McDougall takes over the 4th spot. Let's slide Mayer back to 5th. Up the jump they go. It's Monaco, Bromley, the other 23. That is Foster's now in the 3rd spot. 14's in 5th. Levi Mayer's in the 5th spot. He needs to pick up one more spot to get back up to a transfer. Jeremy Lame is coming to the front on the 41M. But is it too little too late? Next time by, 5 laps will be in the books, 3 laps to go. Pro Singles last chance qualifier. Back out front, 23Z, James Monaco heads up the jump. He's got Bromley in tow on the 50 bike. 3rd spot is the other 23. Now Levi Mayer's putting some pressure on the 14. They are side by side battling for 4th and 5th. Oh, rider down in the right-hander. Another rider throws it away in that right-hander. Look at Levi Mayer work on the inside. Now he gets in the loose stuff and drops another position. Next time by, we'll get the 2 lap to go signal. 2 laps from our starter and flagman, Kevin Clark. Out front, 23Z, James Monaco trying to finish this one. 2nd is Bromley. 3rd is the other 23. Here comes the 90 through the field up to the 4th spot. That is Wyatt Anderson. Remember, he's been on the ground a couple of times, if I'm not mistaken. So Anderson right now is in the transfer spot. Levi Mayer sets his sights on the 90M. Watch the battle for 4th. Here's your leader picking up the white flag, James Monaco, 23Z. Bromley in 2nd. Foster in the 3rd spot. Wyatt Anderson in 4th. Possibly what you see is what you're going to get last lap for these riders. Leader up and over the jump, still the 23Z, James Monaco. 2nd is Bromley. 3rd is now the other 23 of Foster. Anderson is in the 4th spot. 1 rider out, that'll be the 33P. Levi Mayer's in 5th. Here comes the checkered flag. I didn't think we'd ever get through with that one, but here they come to the finish line. Kevin Clark's got that checkered flag up for the 23Z, James Monaco. Bromley, this is Joe Bromley this time, picks up the number 2 spot. We'll give you a rundown in just a second. Up next will be the Expert Dash for Cash. 1 more rider out there still to pick up the checkered flag. Your winner, 23Z, James Monaco on the Honda. 2nd will be Joe Bromley, 50A. Ryan Foster will take 3rd. Wyatt Anderson will take 4th. That's your 4 transfer spots. So a tough break for Levi Mayer, Chris McDougall, Luke Baird, Jeremy Lehman, Jace Castles, Dan Louther, Brandon Wilhelm, Austin Skaggs, Austin Helmholtz, Taylor Massett, Aiden Brown, Kenny Alderdine, Nathan Wharton, and Nick Armstrong's rounds out your field. Man, I didn't think we'd get that one over with, but this rider led it from the get-go, and he's up there on the victory podium. Let's go trackside with Barry Boone.
Yeah, he brought that Pacific Coast Pools Honda up to the top of the box after numerous restarts. He had a very long race, he did, but he did qualify 3rd row of the main. James Monaco, congratulations.
Thank you, Barry. I really appreciate it. Me and my dad have been working really hard these last 3 rounds on the West Coast, and tried to make a promise to myself, let's put this thing in the main events all 3 rounds and try the best we can. So things are starting to come together. Not the way we wanted to do it, but we're in the show, so we're happy.
Yep, 3rd row of the main. Best of luck to you. Anybody else you want to say thanks to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Craig Rogers, Race Tech, Rod Lake, Alpine Stars, Pacific Coast Pools, Arai Helmets, K&N, PJ1 Oils, Saddleman Racing, Alpine Stars, G2, Light Shoe, and my dad for getting me out here.
He worked hard, ladies and gentlemen, for you here tonight, and he's put himself in the main. From Modesto, California, number 23Z, James Monaco.
6 of the best flat track riders in the world and only 4 laps to get it done. This is the Expert Dash.
Dash for cash. These are your top 3 finishers in the heat races. On the pole from San Jose, California, number 54, Mikey Rush. Starting in the number 2 spot from Godfrey, Illinois, last year's winner here, the 23, Jeffrey Carver Jr. In the 3rd starting spot from Eatonville, Washington on the Brothers Power Sports Honda, number 1's the Bullet, Brad Baker. Starting 4th from Crystal, Michigan on the Don's Kawasaki 450, number 17, Hammer and Hank, Henry Wiles. 5th starting spot is number 5 from Coatesville, Pennsylvania on the Ramspur Winery Honda, number 5, that is Jake Johnson. And your last rider on the outside of the front row from Clio, Michigan on the Montgomeryville Cycle National Cycle Entry, number 9 is the Jammer, Jared Meese. This is our Expert Dash for Cash, only 4 laps. 5 points to win, 4 for 2nd, 3 for 3rd, 2 for 4th, 1 point for 5th, and 0 points for last place. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Single digits former champions in our sport. There's 3 of them on the track, including last year's Grand National Champion from Washington, the Bullet, Brad Baker. First yellow is on, 2nd yellow, and we are green. Rush from the inside, Jared Meese from the outside. We got a sandwich. Rush comes back up to the lead, up the inside. It is Mikey Rush, 54 on the plate. He'll lead him into the right-hander. Meese in the 2 spot. Look at Wiles trying the high line. He gets the drive. He squares it off, kind of supercross style, using the berm. Here comes Johnson. Johnson comes on through. Now it's Baker up to 2nd. Baker takes over the 2 spot. This is allowing the 54 to get out front. Mikey Rush, San Jose, California rider, leads it down the front straightaway. Baker in 2nd, Meese in 3rd. Wiles is 4th, Jake Johnson 5th, and his 6th is the last year's winner, the 23 of Carver. Up and over the jump. 54 throws a nice little whip as he goes over the jumps. They set their sights into the right-hander. Now this time Johnson tries the high line. He wants to see what is making Wiles go through so fast through that tight right-hander. Uh-oh, one rider's down, steps off the motorcycle. No harm, no foul. He's picking himself back up. That's the 5 of Jersey, Jake Johnson. He is up, Jody, and he is okay. Back out front, the 54, Mikey Rush. Baker in 2nd, Meese in the 3rd spot. Wiles is 4th, and Carver now is in 5th. Tough break for Johnson. He's got the bike off the racetrack. He's up. He's out of harm's way. We're going to keep on running. Mikey Rush out front. Now Wiles goes back to the high side through the right-hander, gets the drive, shows the wheel, takes the wheel, and takes it away from Meese. Now Meese is going to come right back after him. Every spot pays more and more points the further up you finish. Here's your leader. Picking up the white flag is Mikey Rush. Baker in the 2 spot. Wiles in 3rd. White flag will be coming out next time by for your leader. Last lap here in our Dash for Cash. Off of the back straightaway, up the back straightaway. Big checkered flag coming out. It's got Sunoco Racing Fuel all over it. And here comes your Dash for Cash winner and a 2-time Daytona Short Track winner, Mikey Rush. 2nd spot, Brad Baker. 3rd is Wiles. 4th is Meese. And 5th is Jeffrey Carver. Tough break for Johnson, who does get his bike going. He wants to finish this one, get a couple more laps in, and he's coming up to pick up the checkered flag. We'll give you the rundown. It looks like this. Mikey Rush on the Honda from San Jose picks up the win. Brad Baker, the Washington rider, finishes 2nd on the number 1 bike. 3rd is the 17 of Henry Wiles on the Kawasaki. 4th is the number 9, Jared Meese on a Honda. 23, Jeffrey Carver finishes 5th, and Jake Johnson rounds out your field, number 5. Let's go trackside. I'm sure this guy's going to be pretty happy to see my partner.
Well, you know he's got to be. I mean, when you are racing against the best flat track motorcycle racers in the world, and nobody in that race had finished worse than 2nd place all night long, and you win one, you got to call that a good night, and he's got a good one going. He won his heat. He's won the Dash for Cash, and just perhaps he's going to sweep this thing tonight and win it all. But now it's time to make some noise from the man from California, national number 54. Give it up for Mikey Rush. You got some fans here at Castle Rock, Mikey. Man, you're back on top of this box tonight, so talk to us about this race.
Yeah, I think the start's the main key to do good here. I mean, if you get off the line good and you put down smooth, consistent laps and not make no mistakes, I mean, it's difficult not to make no mistakes, but that's what you got to do, I guess.
You got to feel like you've got a real good shot at winning the main event here tonight at Castle Rock.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, my mechanic, Ronnie Brown, is putting a good horse under me, a good handling bike, race tech suspension, Jimmy Wood, Cassia Russ Racing, Rod Lake Racing, man, couldn't do it without them. Answer, Motorcycle Superstore, Works Connection, G2 Throttles, just everyone that puts a big effort in my program. I know these guys have been sticking with me for a while, and I guess I'm not done.
He's a calm, quiet guy, and he does all his talking with that throttle hand, and he did a nice job tonight. Good luck in the main. Ladies and gentlemen, how about it? One more time for national number 54, Mikey Rush.
There are only 2 expert semis. Here is your starting lineup for expert semi number 1.
And actually, there's only one semifinal here tonight. We'll take the top 6 riders out of the next race. On the pole is our current Grand National points leader, number 42, that is Brian Smith. Starting second from Morris, Connecticut, number 2, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Starting third from Willow Street, Pennsylvania, 65, Corey Texter. Your fourth starter on the front row from Mossville, Illinois, number 27, Robbie Pearson. Starting fifth from Dryad, Washington, number 11, Scott Baker. And starting sixth on the front row from Olympia, Washington, number 74, Scooter Vernon. On row number 2, 44, Brandon Robinson, 91, Mikey Martin, 96B, Cody Johncox, 73, Doug Lawrence, 49 is Chad Cosin. Keep your eyes on the number 7, 3-time Castle Rock TT winner. Picked up his first Grand National victory here. Number 7, Slammin' Sammy Albert. Remember, he had trouble in his heat race. Now he's in a semi. There's only one semi left. That is this one. Top 6 to the main. Everybody else is done until Tuesday night when the series heads to Rapid City, South Dakota for the Black Hills Harley-Davidson Grand National Tuesday night during the Sturgis Bike Week. 42 pulls up to the inside. He's listed here on the Kawasaki. I believe that's his Honda. 42, Brian Smith on the inside of the front row. A couple of guys doing some practice starts. Pretty smart move right there. Everybody else staging up right now to the line. Keep your eyes on the 7, Sammy Halbert. He's back on the outside of row number 2. He knows he has to finish in the top 6 spots. Top 6 riders continue on. Everybody else is done for the night. Here we go. Expert semifinal number 1. After this race, we'll have our second scheduled intermission, ladies and gentlemen. So just a little heads up of what's coming up next. 10-second board, it is up. It's sideways already. Red light is on. First yellow is on. Second yellow. And we are green. From the inside, it's Smith. Baker goes absolutely nowhere. Scott Baker loses power in his bike. Into the first corner they go. They're 2 by 2. Up the jump they go. Smith said, I'm going to try to lead this one. Somebody else says, not so fast. That'll be Scooter Vernon, possibly. We'll see who it is when they come back this direction. Getting everything figured out. One of the riders from the outside, possibly Bugs Pearson up there. Nope, Bugs is back there and forth. Now they're 2 bikes. Now they're stacking them up. They're 2, now 3 down over there. 3 of them down in that corner. Actually, 4 bikes over there. Red flag's going to fly. Good break for Scott Baker as he didn't get going. Everybody else trying to pick up their motorcycles over there in that talking things over on the radio. Listening in to Steve Moorhead, who's over there right away down, checking on our down riders. Also, I see Ray Rizzo over there. He's our racing chaplain from Motor Racing Outreach. He goes to each and every round. Send the rest of the bikes over here to the starting line. I'm trying to get those bikes untangled over there. So 73, Doug Lawrence, one of the riders that was over there. Doug Lawrence on the 73 climbed back on board his motorcycle. Coolbeth pulls the number 2 Zanatti Racing Honda up to the front straightaway. Kenny Coolbeth on the number 2 bike. First one back to the line. Like I was saying, a good break for the 11 of Scott Baker. He actually stalled the bike coming off the line, so he gets the lucky dog, if you should say. 42, Brian Smith will pull back up to the inside of the front row. Our Grand National points leader is in a semifinal. That is the 42, Brian Smith, inside row number 1 on that Honda. Coolbeth in the 2 spot. 65, Corey Texter from the Flat Track Weekly Radio Show, one of the co-hosts alongside with me. But he's also sponsored here tonight from Racing Unlimited McElroy Packaging on his Honda here tonight from Willow Street, Pennsylvania. He says, I'm not a fan of TTs, but if I can finish in the top 6 spots, I'll get it in the Grand National main event and get some points. Putting 73 on the back row. Also looks like 27's going to the back row. That is Robbie Pearson from Mossville, Illinois, and the 73 of Doug Lawrence from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. All right, here we go. Complete restart. Now we have 3 rows of bikes. Top 6 to the main event, semi-final. Only 1 semi here tonight. First yellow is already on. There's the second yellow, and we are green. Scott Baker gets the whole shot, but Brian Smith comes up the inside and takes things over. So it's Baker out front. Baker's going to lead him up the jump. Smith in the 2 spot. Coolbeth right there in the 3rd position. 4th is Scooter Vernon. Vernon comes through. Now Sammy Halbert's coming to the front. Sammy Halbert up to the 5th spot from row number 2. Top 6 go on. 1 rider down over there in the left-hander. He's up and okay. They're going to keep on running.
Scotty, that's Dougie Fresh. He did the same thing that Wiles and Johnson did, come up on that high part of the berm and carried too much speed into that tight left-hander and dropped the motorcycle on the low side.
Dougie Fresh says, I'll get going, I'll get out of the way. Here comes your leader, Scott Baker, up and over the jump. He was the benefactor of that red flag. Coolbeth does a little front end Indo going into turn into the right-hander. Actually got in there, grabbed that front brake, got it real tight. The back end came off the ground. Out front, Scott Baker on the 11 bike. So it's Baker out front, Smith in the 2 spot on the 42 bike. Back in 3rd. Who's it going to be? It's the 2, Kenny Coolbeth. 7, Sammy Halbert from row number 2. So Sammy's caught up to the top 3 riders. Top 6 to the main. You want to finish up. The further you finish, the better pick you'll have on row number 3 of that main event. It is Scott Baker, Brian Smith. Now look at Sammy go to the high line. He wants to try Henry Wiles' line, but he did not commit to go all the way up against the berm, so he didn't carry the speed like Henry Wiles was doing earlier. Sammy's trying to battle for that 3rd spot. Out front it is now Brian Smith. Flying Brian Smith, their Grand National points leader, leads him off of the final corner. Here he comes, it's Smith, Scott Baker, Kenny Coolbeth, Sammy Halbert, Mikey Martin, Scooter Vernon back there in the 6th spot. Top 6 keep on racing. Up the jump goes your leader, Smith on the 42, Scott Baker on the 11. Coolbeth on the 2 bike, Sammy Halbert on the number 7, Mikey Martin in the 5th position. 6th is the 74, Scooter Vernon. The odd man out right now is Corey Texter on the 65 bike, Chad Coase in 8th. Robbie Pearson Knights, Brandon Robinson, Cody John Cox, and Dougie Fresh. Doug Lawrence just isn't his night here at Castle Rock. Smith across the start-finish line right now. Good battle for 2nd place. Coolbeth comes on through, and he's going to slide Baker wide, so Sammy's going to try to come on with him. Baker's going to try to get back into the line and does, back into 4th spot. So Baker loses 2 positions. Mikey Martin in 5th. Scooter Vernon in 6th, and then we got a 3-way battle. Bugs Pearson is up to 7th. Remember, he has to come from the back row, so Bugs Pearson needs 1 more spot to make the main. Here comes your leader back around. Halfway flags are going in the air for the 42. Flying Brian Smith. 2nd is Coolbeth. 3rd is Sammy Halbert. 4th is Baker. 5th is Martin. Scooter Vernon is in 6th. Bugs Pearson putting on a charge, trying to get up there on that number 27, Weerbach Honda. Watch the battle for 6th and 7th. Bugs Pearson's coming through right now. He sticks a wheel up the inside. Takes over the 6th spot away from Scooter Vernon. That is the last transfer spot on the track. Corey Texter trying to come with them. Didn't quite make the pass. All the riders have seen halfway flags now. Back out front, Brian Smith on the 42 bike. Coolbeth on the 2, Sammy Halbert on the 7. Baker on the 11, 91 is Martin. We're going to take a short break after this one. It's our last qualifying race of the evening. Wow, Bugs Pearson flat landed it way out there on the 27 bike, and he's going to make up 2 spots. Bugs Pearson's on a mission coming to the front. He's up to 4th from way deep in the field. Keep watching the battle for 6th. This one is not over yet. Here's your leader, 42, Smith. 2nd, 2 of Coolbeth. 3rd is Sammy Halbert. 4th is Bugs Pearson. 5th is Martin. And now Scott Baker's the man on the bubble. Corey Texter's in 7th. He's got to get 1 more spot if he wants to keep on racing tonight. Up and over the jump. I'm watching the battle for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's not over yet. Corey Texter's in the 7th spot. One rider throws it away in the right-hander. Possibly Chad Coase trying to figure it out. No, it's Scooter Vernon. Vernon goes down on the 74 bike. 2 laps to go for Brian Smith on the 42. Coolbeth in 2nd. Halbert in the 3rd spot. Bugs Pearson 4th. Mikey Martin in 5th. Brian Smith takes a look over his shoulder, sees he's got smooth sailing. He's catching up to Doug Lawrence. Doug Lawrence and him are actually riding together all the way out here on the West Coast. He knows where he's at. So 2 laps to go to the entire field. White flag will be coming out to the 42 bike. There's your leader off of 4. 1 more lap to go for Smith. Smith out from the 42. Good battle for second place. Coolbeth has it. Sammy Halbert's trying to come on through. Fourth is Bugs Pearson. Fifth is Mikey Martin. Sixth is Scott Baker right now. Corey Texter is right there on the 65 bike, and so is Chad Coase on the 49 bike. Watch the battle for six. Corey Texter comes through and gets that spot away from the 11. That is the last transfer spot. He waited till the last lap. They're still bumping and banging for that spot. Here comes your winner off of 4. It's going to be 42 Smith. Smith takes the win. Sammy Halbert will take second away. And there's something on the track. That'll be a pipe on the racetrack. There's a pipe on the racetrack. All right, so what a race that was. That was our last qualifying race. Again, we're going to take a short break after this one. Let's go to the rundown. 42, Brian Smith was a winner. Sammy Halbert was second on the 7 bike. Robbie Pearson will be third. What happened to Coolbeth? I lost him out there on that last lap, so he does not transfer. So let's go through it again. Smith, your winner. Sammy Halbert, second. Robbie Pearson, third. And Mikey Mountain, fourth. Corey Texter makes the main in the fifth spot. And Scott Baker will take your sixth and final transfer. I did not see what happened to Coolbeth on that last lap, but
it happened over in 3, Scotty.
Man.
The motor died. He killed it on the entrance of the corner, and he was in a transfer spot. And Kenny Coolbeth is second to this man in series points coming into this round. So it does have championship implications that Kenny's not going to make the main. Brian Smith is going to be third row in the main, ladies and gentlemen. He's won 3 here in 2014. He won Springfield Mile. He won Hagerstown Half Mile. And for the 4th consecutive time, he won the Sacramento Mile. He's going to have a tough time tonight winning this one from the third row. Give it up for number 42, Brian Smith. Wow, not how you want it to go, I know that, but congratulations on your win. You are in the main event.
Thanks. Anytime you got to go to a semi, especially on a tight little TT like this, you never know what can happen. So, thankfully, man, that was a nerve-wracking 10 laps or 8 laps, whatever it was.
Yeah, coming in with the point lead. I know you're not totally focused on that, but still, I know you want to get out of here with all the points you can muster. What do you think you got for him from that third row in the main event here tonight?
I mean, anything's possible. I've won races from the third row, and so have other guys probably even here. So I definitely got my work cut out for me, but we're going to put our head down and get all the points we can and go on to the Twins races. But I got to thank Oasis Homes. Barney, thanks a lot for giving me these great bikes. And Via Esparza, Joe Esparza for stepping up this year big time. Crosley Radio, as usual. Ricky Howerton, Ron Curry, Terry Everett. All the guys, Rock Springs, Land and Timber, Mafia Moto, MSR. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks all the fans and everybody for having us up here in the Northeast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
from the Northwest.
All right, national number 42. We call him the Piper. Brian Smith did it the hard way, but he's in the main.